great person. He became friends with everybody. You know, he came in when they first told me, when we set everything up, you know, the hotel and everything, where he was gonna stay. I expected, you know, people with him, you know, a group of people with him. First day he shows up by himself. He had nobody with him. You know, he's very, very down to earth, very humble. Stays in his room, plays nothing but video games. He's actually a very good FIFA player. He's one of those guys that competes and is, I think, ranked in the world. Yeah, he's one of those guys that competes semi-pro in FIFA. And he's also in real soccer. He's also really good. He's also a semi-pro soccer player. So he's an athlete, great person, and from day one to a month and a half later, I've seen a big improvement. He was there with Abner Mares, who stayed almost every day. After Abner's training session, Abner would be done, and then that's when Aldo would come in, and Abner stayed almost every session to guide him, to help him, to advise him. Mikey also came to help him spar. He sparred Misael Rodriguez. He sparred Lindolfo Delgado. So, you know, he had nothing but good support and good fighters giving him advice. So, you know, I think in a month and a half he showed me a big difference.
Are you going to be part of the team now, like as his boxing coach, like actually be, you know, octagon side with him and all that?
Well, look, as of now, I think I don't know the exact date, but I'm expecting him. He wants me to fly to Brazil before his fight, a couple weeks before his fight, and then fly to New York, you know, for the fight. So that's the plan. You know, unless anything changes, that's what we planned out to do. You know, I'm obviously 100% focused on my gym, my fighters in Oxnard. I mean, in Riverside. And should I say in Oxnard again? Maybe because we're coming up with another gym in Oxnard. but yeah, you know, I think I just learned today that I have Hector Tanajara fighting November 2nd. So it would have to be after Tanajara's fight that I fly to New York for Aldo's fight. So, you know, it all depends on the dates and the fights. But as of now, yeah, I'm looking forward to working with him in New York too.
Who is Aldo's opponent?
Huh?
Do you know who's
yeah, but I don't follow MMA that much. Pita knows who digo. ¿Quién es el oponente de Aldo? ¿Quién es el oponente de Aldo?
Ricardo Lamas?
Is it? Well, see, because I don't follow MMA that much, UFC that much. I had no idea who Aldo was until I told my son. I said, hey, there's some guy named Aldo that wants to come train here with me. He's like, fuck, are you serious? Bring him over. He's fucking. I'm like, I had no idea who he was.
So you didn't know that he fought McGregor?
No, I had no idea. Then Pita showed me. I had no idea. I didn't even know who McGregor was until Mayweather and all that.
I know that was a quick knockout. He obviously made a mistake there, a major one.
Right.
What was it, the mistake for him to be knocked out that early? And if they were to face each other again, whether it be MMA or boxing, how would that turn out from what you've seen as stand-up?
Look, it doesn't. A lot of those first round knockouts, even in boxing, sometimes that doesn't mean that you can fire. Oh, you got knocked out so easy. Sometimes they catch you cold. Look, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Abner Mares got knocked out by Jorge Gonzalez. I think in a rematch, Abner would destroy Johnny Gonzalez. Personally, I think so. I think if the ref would have let Abner get to his corner and maybe recover, maybe his corner would have woken him up, maybe survive the second round, and then I think Abner would still won the fight. It just happens. Sometimes you get cut in the first round. That doesn't mean you're not good. So in an Aldo fight with McGregor, he got caught. McGregor hits hard. McGregor got him with a good punch and knocked him out. Just part of the sport. And then in MMA, you see that a lot. In MMA, you know, you have two of the best fighting each other. They could fight 10 times. One wins 6 and the other one wins 4, or maybe 5 and 5. You know, in boxing, sometimes, you know, you get a fight where there's one that wins 9 out of 10 because you already pretty much know it. And in UFC, it's a big difference. You know, sometimes, you know, you could win one and lose the second one, and, you know, go back and forth.
Have you thought about how you prepare? So how you would prepare?
It is Ricardo
It
Lamas,
Lamas?
yeah.
Like, yeah, how is there a difference in preparing, say, Aldo, like being an MMA fighter for an MMA fight in the boxing portion of it?
Look,
You just kinda stick
for
to
me, and you know, preparing him for a fight, I have to train him as a boxing fight. But obviously, he goes, like he just left. He goes back home and does all his UFC, his MMA thing. He does all his MMA training back home. I have no idea how to train a fighter for an MMA fight. But you know, when it comes to boxing, I do my job as a boxing coach, nothing else.
Carlos Lamas,